Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is having a beautiful morning. I know I'm a little bit late to post about Fashion Week, but still, I want to sit down and do like a recap of everything that I love. Chanel surprised me so much this season. I actually loved so many pieces. Fendi was absolutely incredible, and I also want to talk about Hermès, Louis Vuitton, Chloé, and believe it or not, I actually really liked some pieces from Dior, which was actually quite unexpected. So there's a lot to talk about, and I really want to start with Chanel. Today I am a little bit sick, so apologies if my energy is a bit lower than usual. I got this flu that had me for the past 4 days, literally in bed. My energy has been so low, but I really want to resume live, so I wanted to sit down today and film this video. So if it's the morning for you, grab your coffee. If it's a little bit later, maybe a glass of wine, and let's talk about bags. Okay, getting into Chanel Fall Winter 2025. There's so much to unpack. I really love the runway. It really felt like a love letter to Coco Chanel herself. Like, some of the pieces were just such a true reflection of what the brand is, and that was so nice to see. We saw a lot of bows, tweeds, ribbons, pearls, anything classic Chanel. We had it during this runway. Chanel doesn't have a permanent creative director. Matthew Blazy is going to be stepping in soon, which I am very excited about. So the in-house creation studio took in and designed this collection, and you can tell that they just based it on the heritage of the brand itself, and I think that's why it works so well. When it comes to tweed, Chanel is the best for me, and I just loved all the tweed that we saw. There's this beautiful red look that is just simply amazing. It was head to toe tweed. If there was one outfit that I would have to pick out of everything that I saw, I think it would be this one. It's just simply stunning, and I really loved seeing sheer layering on tweed. It made the beautiful tweed outfit into something even a bit more feminine with the sheer tulle. It just worked amazing. I really liked it. It added movement, it added more dimension to something so classic as the basic Chanel tweed suits, so I think it was a perfect match. We saw a ton of bows. We saw bows on the clothing, we saw them on the bags, we saw them on the shoes, even on the little accessories. So I would say that bows and pearls were the thing for the season, and they just blend so well together. The black organza dress that has the bows on the sleeves, that one was just perfection. I loved it. We also have a lot of oversized knitwear, and for me the main one and the one that I really want to talk about is this green one because it was absolutely gorgeous. I love the outfit, I love the layers, I just love anything that is cozy, oversized, and I think this was just amazing. I really love it. The thing is that in my opinion, the bags were next level. They were so interesting, and I do want to talk about them a bit more in depth rather than they're ready to wear. We're gonna go from micro bags that this will only fit maybe a gummy bear to maxi bags. So we do have a wide range of sizes. We can see the Chanel 31 in a micro size, and it's really cute. You can see the model holding it with just one finger, and I really love the contrast of the leather with the tweed. We can also see these little balls on a chain that, yes, I agree, this is not going to be useful at all. There's absolutely nothing besides probably pills that can fit inside of that bag, but it's so cute. It also comes in this square size. Honestly, they were so hard to spot, and I think maybe they could be used as back charms over more realistic, useful, bigger bags. We also see this black one in patent that has the chain over the bottom. Now for me, the piece that took the show, it has to be this pearl necklace bag. It's the pearls as a bag concept. It's Chanel. Like, it could not be more Chanel. It's literally perfect, and I love it so much. I would definitely buy this, and I would definitely wear this, but I just know that it's going to be price upon request, and it's going to be so expensive, so it's gonna have to be on my dreams only. But I really love the idea of this because it's like, yes, it is a bag, but it's also part of the outfit. It's what makes the outfit, and as much as I love handbags because of what they add to the outfit and styling wise, they just add so much, I think this is what fashion is about, and I just love the idea so much. It's definitely not going to fit a lot. They look like golf size. Maybe the biggest pearl is going to be like this size, so maybe some credit cards, lipstick, your keys, but honestly I'm good with that. So yeah, this one for me 10 out of 10. I love it. I would get it. If I had to guess, I would say that this bag is probably going to be around 20k, but damn, it's so cute and I think it could be so amazing just for outfits. Like I would wear this with a white t-shirt and just a pair of jeans and that's it. We also see more bags with pearls. We have this mini in black that has the little pearl details. I would like to get a closer look at it because this is just my type of Chanel bags that I usually love. And then we have this other bag that, yes, I like, I'm just not that obsessed with it as the necklace one. I think I would like it a little bit more that if instead of the top handle being just metal, I would have added a little chain of pearls to attach to the bigger pearl, and I think that would be so cute. The design team dug into the archives and they brought back the bow bag. This was from 2008-2009 collections, but they did update it and gave it a bit of a twist, so it's more modern, it's a little bit fresher, and I think this bag is going to be quite a big hit. It has this big bow shape. They had it in black leather, nylon. I also saw it in denim, even with delicate tulle overlays. That really love the way that they used tulle during this season. But this 2025 version did have a modern touch. The traditional reissued turnlock was replaced by the classic that we have now, CC turnlock, and a pair of top handles were added in addition to the shoulder strap. So this makes the bag a bit more versatile because you can use it as a top handle, you could use it as a shoulder bag. I do really like the fact that they added the CC. I just have never been the biggest fan of the reissued turnlock, as classic as it is. Really do like the CC. When it has a lot of logos, then I think it's better to balance it out, but in this case with this bag it just works out so well. And as I said, we have micro bags, but we also have this oversized bags, especially the clutches. This is not something that I would probably go for, but I do appreciate the fact that they played a lot with dimensions. They didn't really just stick to the micro bags that has been a bit of a theme for Chanel for a while. I also really like this hobo bags. They kind of remind me to the Bottega Veneta hobo bag. They're very comfortable bags and they kind of play around with the Chanel classic flap on top of it as a closure. So I think this was a really nice bag to add. I do not know the name, but I think this one I would love to try it out in person because it looks super comfy. I also saw a lot of denim bags. You have them in different shades of denim. I do have to say that this one bag does remind me a lot to one from YSL. I'm gonna put it on the screen if I find it. But the larger one I actually do like because it's kind of like the XXL flap but just a little bit simpler. So I think this one is very interesting looking. And I do love the red details that they added to the bag. Also, of course, the tweeds did not disappoint. I loved all the shades and all the styles of bags that they brought into it this time. I think my favorite one is going to have to be this one, that it's like in this creamy color with the oversized chain. I just think that it's really cute. I really like seasonal bags, but this one for me is beautiful. I also really liked the red one. It's something that maybe I would not get for myself, but I do really like it a lot, especially with all of the pockets. I saw many bags that I'm really excited to see and try in person. So the moment that this hits the stores, I'm gonna try to go and see if I can vlog it. It's been a while since I like a collection as much as I like this one, so even better than Cruise and Spring Summer. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Matthew does with Chanel. I really love the work that he did at Bottega Veneta, and I'm actually a little bit sad to see him leave Bottega and go to Chanel, because Chanel is such a structured brand that it doesn't have that much room for creativity. So you really have to keep the heritage of the brand pretty much intact with some twist and innovation, but without compromising what makes Chanel Chanel. So I don't know how easy it's going to be for him, but I'm very excited to see what he does. Now, another one of my favorites was Fendi. I don't know what Fendi is doing lately, but it's just, for me, I love it. I've been a fan. Fendi just turned 100 years old, and for this big celebration, Silvia Venturini Fendi went solo after the departure of Kim Jones. So this was something interesting to see. I would describe this collection as something that felt very nostalgic, but at the same time very fresh and reflecting what the brand has been over the past 100 years. It really felt like she did more than just going into the archives, but into her memory, and just tried to bring some things back and bringing back those old school vibes. The show was full of retro inspirations. There was a lot of 20s jazz glamour, and you can also pick a lot of 70s energy. So I think this collection was very well rounded. It really worked, and I really loved what she did did, and you can see that from the bags to the clothes. Like literally everything was just impeccable. But I do want to start and focus a bit more on the bags. But the first thing that I want to note is, can we please talk about the spy bag coming back? The spy bag was so iconic in the early 2000s, and I haven't seen it in the longest time, and it finally made a comeback. This time it's a bit more modern, it's slicker, and unfortunately this one does not come with the lipstick holder, but still I think that the bag just looks amazing. Of course the baguette was front and center, and I really love this design that they also did it on the ready to wear. The vertical quilts just work so well, and I just feel like the bag looks even squishier and more, I don't know, like inviting to wear and hold it. I really love the way that they played with textures and everything that they brought into the runway. I also saw many bags in exotic leathers and just very different and unique materials, so the bags would stand out quite a lot. It was not like they would blend in into the outfits. Each and every single one of them, as they would pass by, I was like, wow, that's so cool. Wow, I really like that. All of the bags, especially the baguettes, were very different from one another. All in all, like the collection just works out all together so well. Like it does make a lot of sense. And of course, talking about bag charms, I saw like this cool supply vibes, and there were little notebooks and pencil cases attached to mini bags. Like literally the pencil case was bigger than one of the mini bags. It was so cute. There was also a peekaboo in this vertical quilting. There were a lot of tweets with embellishments, and some of these outfits would match head to toe, which I thought that it was really cool. And there was a new bag introduced, and it's actually very interesting looking. I like it. It's called the Fendi Louis bag. It's inspired by the two-faced Roman god Janus that has two faces. It has this vintage click-clack frame and half-moon shape. It's very unique and very interesting looking. We've seen a lot of half-moon bags. They're super trendy, they're very comfortable, but this one is very unique. Like I haven't seen anything like this one before, so I'm interested to see in person for sure. And I think the one that caught my attention the most was this massive crochet doll that you would attach to the bags. Super playful, definitely nostalgic. They're on the bigger side, so they're more like a statement, so I wonder if they're gonna release smaller versions of these ones. All in all, this felt like a very beautiful tribute to the brand. Everything was very unique, everything was very different. There were so many textures and so many colors, but all in all just felt so right. Now another one that I'm very excited to touch base on is Chloé. Kemina Kamali stole my heart with this collection. She's truly making Chloé feel so fresh and so classic at the same time. I feel like it's the brand that is setting the tone, especially when it comes to ready to wear, like the vibes for the year in general. Like they're doing such an amazing job. Boho romance, the lace, there was so much vintage inspiration on this collection. The best way that I can explain this collection for me is like if you go into your grandma's wardrobe and you come out with the most amazing piece that is not outdated at all, that is actually classic and unique. And I really say this in the best way possible. Like everything just looked so good. I really loved the volume, I loved the ruffles, I love the playing up textures, because let's be honest, this is a brand that thrives the most during spring and summer, but still with this fall winter collection they just blended it in such an amazing way. I would wear most of these outfits and I would feel like a princess probably. My favorites are definitely going to have to be the delicate lace gowns. I would really like to make a request to normalize dressing like this in 2025, because it's just so whimsical and so beautiful. I do love wearing my jeans, but sometimes I just would love to just have a closet full of these types of dresses and just wear this on a daily basis without looking like I'm overdressed or just using something that looks a little bit too off the runway. The Victorian style blouses, everything in general, they gave such a vintage heirloom feel, which is something that Kamali really focused on. She actually said that she wanted these pieces to be the type of thing that you would pass down to your daughter and to become treasured pieces, and it's literally what they're giving. So amazing collection in general, absolutely loved it. I actually dare to say this is going to be the first time in a really long time that I watch a runway show and my jaw is on the floor, because I love everything. And I know that I said that I'm not going to spend money on ready to wear pieces, however I do want to appreciate like this was stunning. Now with Dior, I was actually quite impressed because their last runway was not it for me. I did not like it at all. There was not a single piece that I felt like I wanted to go and even try at the store, which is usually not the case for me. I really love Dior. So for this one, Maria Grazia Chiodi, which is Dior's creative director, she drew inspiration from Virginia Woolf's Orlando novel. There were a lot of ruffles, there was a lot of lace. I really liked the pirate style pants. They were really much a vibe. The gothic ecclesiastical coats, like everything felt very unique. Some coats I really loved, and this jacket, like this outfit in general, I really loved. I also really liked some of the coats, the dresses and the shapes. I just feel like this is more Dior, and it's actually quite modern. Like I can see all of these pieces being quite timeless, but also very special, which is what we're looking for, something special, and this was definitely it for me. Now, if we want to focus a little bit more on the bags, I saw some Lady Dior's with some pearls. Some of them had some fringes. Of course, we also have the saddlebag. This one with a pearl chain strap and some fringes. So it's like, the saddlebag is such a versatile bag that I feel like they just change and reimagine all the time, and it always kind of works, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the saddlebag because the shape of the bag is just not something that I'm very attracted to. I can appreciate how this bag is so like moldable into pretty much anything that you want to do with it. We also saw some book totes, the D Journey backpack, and also there was this new pouch style that was very interesting. I like it. It kind of resembles a little bit the Dior Paradise bubble bag. So this is the new bag that I could catch. Also some clutches, but all in all, everything had a lot of gold, a lot of details. I really like what they did, so I have no complaints. Maybe I think it's time to give the poor book tote a rest and just keep the classic designs and maybe make something new. I really like the new bag that they introduced. Now let's dive into Louis Vuitton, and honestly, Nicolas Ghesquière totally transported us to a vintage train station, and the travel bags were the main focus for me. They were so cool and I really wanted to highlight them. But first off, I really love this new bag that they introduced. It's called Le Express. It does kind of feel like it's a future classic in the making. It's got this really chic, soft-sided shape in these beautiful pastel colors, soft blues, baby pinks, and of course also in cream. The keyholes definitely grabbed my attention, so for anyone that is a fan of the keyhole like me, if you don't have one but you were planning on getting one and you want something a little bit more unique, this definitely grabbed my attention and I really loved them. Most of the bags were on the oversized side and they had a lot of plain textures, so they didn't feel saturated, but they felt different enough from what we have seen before, so I really liked it. I also saw a lot of exotics. There was backpacks. I also saw the Dauphine in this very interesting print. They kind of turned classic pieces into something a little bit more modern with different shades and playing with patterns, but everything had like a travel theme, which I really liked and appreciated. And many of these bags I found quite interesting without being the same that we have been seeing over and over again from Louis Vuitton. I'm so happy that we're done with the oversized monogram and the animal prints. I really like what they did. Overall, during this fashion week, I do have to say that I was a fan of everything. I really enjoyed watching it from my sofa and just picking the pieces that I really liked. I also want to talk about Hermès. I did not like it as much as the other brands that I just mentioned, but I do want to point out a few things. For some reason, I didn't really see the Kelly on the runway, but we did see Birkins. We saw the classic Birkin in 25 and 35 revamped with this wool. There was this stunning gray felt Birkin with some leather touches, which is going to be absolutely perfect for fall. Hermès also introduced a few new handbag styles that I just wanted to give like a quick run through. We have this slim shoulder bag, super sleek, fits perfectly under your arm. It comes in Baronia, Rouge Stellière, which I saw, and in this dark ring box. There was also this bucket bag with a clasp. It's very similar to the Picotin, but a little bit cooler. It's also a little bit more structured and has more details, so I find it to be quite nice. There's also this two-tone H clasp bag. It's just this rectangular bag that has an H clasp that has two tones. A mini hard case with a top handle. It's really tiny, very structured, but the top handle makes it just a bit more complete. It gives off this vintage vanity vibes. It honestly looks like something that Audrey Hepburn would have carried, and I really like it. There's this vanity case that it also comes in a larger size. It's designed to put inside the new Hermès beauty line. Like, I love vanity cases. I've said plenty of times that I'm gonna stay away from them because I actually have an issue that I just really like them and I collect them. Do not plan to get this one. I think I'm just gonna be admiring it from very far away, but it's beautiful. All in all, I felt like it was a very clean, very elegant, very Hermès collection. Nothing that really stood out to me like wow, but they are very consistent, and that's something that I really like about the brand. I really love the wool being put into everything, basically, with the ready to wear, the bags. In all of the collections, this one is the one that I think screams fall winter the most, and probably the most wearable. But yeah, I would love to know your thoughts and which one was your favorite. If you think that I missed talking about anything, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and click the notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you're not done watching, I'm gonna leave you two right here in case you want to check them out. Thank you, and see you on the next one. Bye.